There is something I have experienced that's hard to explain. Marks that have appeared on my body. The first marks I noticed were hands, actual hands that were not human. And I'm going to talk in present time because they're still happening very often. They have long, thin fingers. I can see and feel every detail on my skin, the borders, the nails, even the texture of their skin. Sun marks look like bruises and burns. They don't hurt though. This happens usually in the early hours of the morning between 3:30 a.m. and 6 a.m. And they start to fade after I acknowledge them within 2 hours, I should say. In this video, I'm going to share what those marks truly are and who they belong to. Stay until the end, you will see real photos, actual images of those beings work after those nights of contact. But before that, I need to explain something important, the meaning behind the Quantum Alchemy Hypnotherapy logo, because this logo wasn't designed by chance. The Pleiadians, together with Mary Magdalene, Yeshua, and other light beings who worked with me, were the ones who guided the creation of that logo. It carries their vibration and the energy behind everything I do and what QAH is. Quantum Alchemy Hypnotherapy was co-created with Alexa and Pilar, as you know. Each of us representing a different aspect of the work. But today, I'm going to speak only from my personal experience, the story that connects my body, my DNA, and my purpose with the beings of light who have been guiding me and continue to assist me. Everything in the Quantum Alchemy Hypnotherapy logo carries meaning. It isn't just a design, it's a living transmission that speaks through geometry and light. Each element holds a message, and together they tell the story of transformation and remembrance, the story of awakening. I'm going to show you the picture of my logo here so you can understand better what I'm going to describe. The wizard. At the top, you see the wizard, the eternal alchemist. It represents the higher consciousness that guides creation, the aspect of us that already remembers who we are. Its calm, silent presence reminds us that real mastery doesn't control, it observes. It isn't something outside of us, it's our own higher awareness watching as we awaken and remember. The celestial sphere and the codes of light. Around it spins the universe itself, galaxies, sacred geometry, and streams of light. These are the blueprints of existence, the quantum fields where matter, energy, and consciousness merge as one. Every circle and pattern represents a mirror of life. What happens in the cosmos also happens within us. The planets and orbits. The planets orbiting through this cosmic space remind us that we are never separate from the universe. Each planet carries a vibration, emotion, wisdom, balance, transformation. Their movement symbolizes our journey through dimensions and realities, all revolving around the same source of light. The eyes. The eyes are awareness itself. One looks outward into creation, the other looks inward into infinity. Together, they see beyond illusion. They represent divine perception, the understanding that all we experience is consciousness seeing itself through different forms. The alchemical bottle and the human silhouette. At the center stands a human figure inside an alchemical vessel, a symbol of transformation. It represents the process we go through as humans when our awareness expands and when we begin to embody our higher self. The vessel is Earth. the sacred space where our essence evolves, where we purify our experiences until only light remains. The hands with long fingers. At the base, yet expanded outward, are the hands, holding the entire field of creation within their reach. They don't rise from below, they contain everything: the stars, the codes, the alchemical vessel, even the flow of time. Their long, otherworldly fingers cradle existence itself, balancing the cosmic energies with precision and love. They represent the beings who assist in the process of transformation, the architects of light who recalibrate and harmonize our evolution. Their gesture isn't one of control, but of care, maintaining the structure of creation while guiding it toward balance. Within them lives the intelligence of light, the same energy that works through me, through quantum alchemy hypnotherapy, and through everyone who is awakening now. These are the Pleiadians' hands, the same energy that later appear physical in my body. They are the bridge between the cosmic and the human, between the unseen and the manifest. Now that you understand what those hands represent, you will see why I had to start there. Because what's in the logo became visible on my own skin almost 2 years before the creation of quantum alchemy hypnotherapy itself. The first time it happened, I woke up and saw long, thin fingerprints on my right leg, clear, defined, and unlikely any human hand. The texture came from beneath my skin, as if the imprint had formed from inside out. It was so real, so detailed, that I couldn't stop looking. But I wasn't afraid. I wasn't confused or in disbelief. I was amazed. I'm showing you the picture right here. Can you see? Can you see this? Amazing, isn't it? These hands that I'm showing you here have been happening since 2021, and they are still happening. The last one was last week, actually. And you can see other pictures here that look like bruises or like a rash, or like if heat was applied on my skin. In person, actually looks painful, but it doesn't hurt. They disappear, like I said before, they disappear within 2 hours after I see them, especially if I take pictures of it. If I don't take pictures of it, it can last longer. I guess there's a meaning behind that, right? But I just wanted to show you that those handprints started in 2021, and the rest of those marks that looks like bruises, like rash, like scratches, some have figures. I will show you like the Egyptian eye that is very, very interesting. And there are other marks too. Those started last year, the middle of 2024, I have to say, and they're still happening, almost weekly, I should say. So moving on, over time, I began to receive explanations from my guides. First, it was Yutsu, a light being with angelic energy. Then Yeshua. Almost a year later, when I started communicating with Mary Magdalene, she told me a little bit more. And now the Pleiadians, my Pleiadian family, they were teaching me step by step, never too fast, never too much. They literally were spoon feeding me because they knew exactly what my body and mind could handle at each stage of this transformation. They told me that those long finger marks appear only on my right leg because that is my signature mark, my personal identification between them and me. They said that my Pleiadian counterpart, the version of me that exists with them, works alongside their team on my DNA. Each time those marks appear is because they are upgrading me, adjusting my DNA so my body can hold more light. They also explain that every time they work on me, they must first make sure that my body is fully adapted to the previous energetic adjustment before the next upgrade can begin. During that time, my frequencies is still stabilizing, so any direct contact from an adult Pleiadian whose energy carries a much higher vibration will interfere with that process and shift my DNA too abruptly. It was only a couple times when I noticed that the long fingers that appear on my leg, the same as always, no human, but this time they were smaller, like they came from a kid, a young one, a younger version of them, maybe. So I asked them, why? Why, that the size is different. This is smaller and so cute, actually, but no human, no human. So that's when they explained that the younger ones can safely touch me because their energy doesn't alter my current process. When they simply want to remind me that they are near or listening, they allow a young one to make contact instead. The younger ones don't yet have the ability to alter DNA or energy structures. Their vibration is gentle, soft, enough to leave an imprint on the skin without disturbing the energetic recalibration taking place inside me. It's their way of saying, we are here. We hear you. You are not alone. You are never alone. And believe me, guys, I need that. I know they are. I know all my guides. I know all of itself, right? But sometimes we as humans, we need that reaffirmation, that confirmation, a little bit. We still need it. So these upgrades often happen right before a major shift in my life. So when I wake up and see those marks, I already know something important is coming. A change, an expansion, or a new level of work. That is my oh moment. And here we go again. Yeah, it's up. Yeah. This process hasn't been only energetic, it's deeply physical too. Since I was a child, I have challenges with food, but since 2019, those sensitivities have become stronger. Every time I go through another upgrade, my body changes again to adapt to the energy I need to hold. I can't eat gluten, beef, or shellfish, and I don't even crave what no longer aligns. There are things that I used to love, like coffee, for example, and now even its smell makes me nauseous. Mary Magdalene, the Pleiadians, and Yeshua, along with others, have all explained that this is part of my adaptation process. They also told me that at some point in my life, I won't need to eat anymore, that the nutrients carried by the light of the sun, the air, and pure energy itself would be enough to nourish my body completely. They have also said that my body is transforming at a biological level. And guys, I can feel it and see it. They told me that besides my mother's and father's DNA, I have a third DNA, real Pleiadian DNA integrated within my structure, and that's the part of me that is getting activated. It's real DNA, not symbolic. And there are others like me on Earth. Some carry Pleiadian DNA and some have DNA from a different star lineage. So I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. And all of this comes with side effects. I age at a lower rate. My body regenerates faster. My physical appearance doesn't follow the usual timeline. But here is another detail, a very interesting one. Smartwatches, like the one I'm having here. They don't work with me the way that they're supposed to. I have tested at least 10 of them, and I started testing them also back in 2019. 2019. I have tried different brands, models, even wearing two at the same time. For a normal person, walking, let's say, 5,000 steps will show us 5,000 steps on average, right? More or less. For me, it might only register 500 or 1,000 if I'm lucky enough. I can be moving all day and the watch still won't record even half of what I actually do. And yet, some nights when I'm asleep, I wake up and see that the watch have recorded a lot of steps. I know I didn't get up, I didn't move physically, but as you know, our souls leave or partially leave our bodies during sleep to continue their work. That happens every night for all of us. It's just that in my case, sometimes the watch records it. It doesn't happen every night, only some, but when it does, it's always connected to the energetic work happening while I sleep. The same thing happens with calories. During the day, no matter how much I move, the watches barely register anything. But when I'm guiding, for example, a hypnosis session, performing healing, or leading a meditation, the watches suddenly show high calorie burn as if I was doing intense physical exercise. So these devices don't respond to my physical body, they react to my energy field. They detect movement when my energy expands, and they record activity when my soul is in motion beyond the body. That's some of the ways their work shows through me as my body continues to evolve to sustain the light I carry for my healing work with others. Through all of this, I have come to understand that none of it makes me special. I don't feel special. I just feel different. For a long time, I felt like I didn't belong. I could not fit in into a regular society. By now, I understand why. I know who I am, why I'm here, and why all of us are here. Each of us carries something unique. We are all part of the same creation, each a piece of the larger puzzle. Without you, that puzzle wouldn't be complete. That's why you exist, because your frequency, your presence is needed for the whole to function. So, no, I don't consider myself special, but I do know that we all are. Every one of us holds a part of the light of existence. When we live with integrity and respect toward all beings, we unlock that power, the true essence of who we are. Thank you for listening to my story and for watching with an open heart. What I have shared isn't meant to convince anyone. It's simply what I have lived, what I continue to experience, and what connects everything I do through Quantum Alchemy Hypnotherapy. If this resonates with you, remember, your light too has its own story. Keep expanding, keep remembering, keep shining your light. Until the next video.